Hi, Gina and Matilda. I loved the two episodes that I watched. Quickly, first question to Matilda. We saw amazing pictures coming out from the premiere last night. Please talk to me about that. What were the feelings? And I saw you also meet Priyanka and Samantha.
Of course, of course. I was very happy to see them again. I met them at the premiere
Well, it actually wasn't a premiere. It
in
was.
London. No, a year and a half
Oh,
ago.
okay,
At
okay.
the premiere in London. Well, so it was nice to see them again and to have a little, chit chat about Citadel. And I mean, we worked together for a couple of hours, so not so much, but it was beautiful to see them.
And I just want to correct because I think there's some misinformation. Last night there was no premiere in
premiere.
London. It was an organized press screening in which we showed the first episode of Diana and the first episode of Honey Bunny.
Thanks. Gina, my question to you is Diana, like it's being called in the language, it fits somewhere like in between Citadel season one and Honey Bunny. I want to understand how important a piece is Diana when it comes to the Citadel spyverse as the puzzle.
In terms of the puzzle, um, each show really stands on its own, and you don't necessarily need to see the other shows for them to be cohesive or as if you miss a piece of narrative storytelling. Each one of the shows is told in a different time frame, so they don't necessarily have the same temporal storylines that you may think. So again, I feel Citadel Diana is important within the Citadel world because I love the show that we made and I love what it brings to the Citadel world. Our show is told from. It takes a deep dive into the world of Manticore, which is quite different from the mother show. And I think that's what makes us kind of interesting and expanding the Citadel world.
Matilda, for you, I am in love with this character, Diana, because the emotional core, the physical strength, and the mental strength that she brings to the character, that you bring to the character. Please talk to me about what was the training like, how extensive it was, and I love how you've rocked that strange haircut that may seem. Please talk to me about that as well.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I think the haircut is, I mean, maybe at first it feels strange, but then eventually it becomes perfect. So it takes time. Like beautiful things takes time. So that's funny. Thank you. And no, the training was intense. I wanted to be able to do, I want to say 90% of my stunts because I had very high expectations, for myself. And I used to be a gymnast when I was little, so I think I have good muscular memory. Is it a word?
Yeah,
Muscular memory.
exactly.
So I mean, it was a challenge for me. It's been a challenge, but um, I always take challenges when it comes to creating a character, but this time I want to challenge myself in a more physical way, and I think I did it. I think I did it.
She's. This is a complete understatement. This is a woman who spent 4 months in a gym, driving cars, learning stunts. I mean, her dedication is really unbelievable to be prepared physically. And again, she wanted to do the majority of her stunts. So that kind of time and dedication is incredible. And that's why she is who she is.
Gina, for you, what makes Diana different from other spies? And by other spies, I just don't want to limit her to the universe of Citadel. I mean, we've seen many spies, women spies, so to say. I mean, spies are spies. She happens to be a woman. So please talk to me about what is it that makes Diana stand out as a character?
Well, I mean, a lot of spies that we've seen, whether in books or in film or in television, are people who are gainfully employed and trained to do that. And so what makes Diana so special is that her mission is deeply personal, right? She, as you discovered in the first episode, she joined Citadel to get to the bottom of the death of her parents. And the fact that she has such an emotional drive to do what she has to do, and it's not easy to be a spy, and then to get trapped behind enemy lines and to continue to sort of renege her true identity for 8 years and play the kind of spy that is morally ambiguous. I mean, I think that's what really distinguishes her in the pantheon of spy characters.
Matilda, for you, we see you speaking in multiple languages. Like here, we are communicating in English. The show is in Italian. We saw you speaking French and German. I want to understand how many languages do you know, and how is it balancing all these languages in one head of yours? How is it for the show?
Well, it's fun. I mean, it's the dream of an actress, I guess. But I do speak Italian. I do speak English, and I studied French at school. So German is the only language I had to like completely just learn the lines and tell them as best as I could.
And she's but I mean, her accent in German is so flawless. At a certain point, we were like, "But do you also
Does
speak
she
German?"
speak German? No, it's like you have a great ear. I have a great ear. Yeah, I told myself I have a good no, I have a good ear. So I guess I just follow the musicality of the language, and so maybe one day I'll speak Indian. What about that?
Well, there are lots of languages here, lots of languages. So, next question is to the both of you. I really hope that this show comes back for another season. And when it does, along with this season that is upcoming for us, as Indian fans, what do you want fans from India to take away from Citadel, Diana? What do you want to give a message to Indian viewers?
Well, you know, what I think is so strong about our show is the sort of bird's eye view of an unexpected Italy, and I think that sort of cultural resonance and exploring an Italy that is maybe outside the sort of cliches and stereotypes that often travel the world.
Right.
And seeing a more nuanced characterization of the country, even though we're set in this sort of slightly dystopian near future. And I think what I hope for Indian audiences that see the first season is that at its core, while it's got all of the action and tension and adrenaline of a great spy series, at its core, it's a really deeply emotional, character-driven drama, and where family is an incredibly important theme. And I think that's sort of a universal theme that travels the world, and so I hope that Indian audiences are moved by our story and by Diana's remarkable journey.
Yeah.
Matilda, please add final comments.
Add fun comments?
Yeah, whatever.
No, well, I guess, yeah. I mean, what I love the most about the show, so maybe I hope that it will be the same thing for an Indian audience, is that Diana is a very human character, you know, because very often in the spy world, you have the villain and you have the hero. So, but Diana, she's not necessarily good and bad. She's both a hero, a heroine, and sometimes she's very evil too. So I guess that's, you know, for me, the most interesting trait about Diana. And I hope, you know, I think it's refreshing to see a character like that, especially in this
so many layers.
Yeah, so many layers. So I hope the audience will get this.